to the Shower Curtain Talks with Tiffany Lee. I am Tiffany Lee. Thank you so much for joining one more time. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you for following, commenting, all the good things. Please follow me on IG under the Shower Curtain Talks or my personal page, the Tailor Made One, and you will find the link in the bio. Y'all, I have a very, very special guest, and I'm so excited. It is still February, so we are still celebrating love, or the lack thereof. My guest, the Allens.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you. We're so excited to be here.
I'm so glad that y'all here. Like, I'm kind of geeked up. For y'all don't know, Dr. Allen is my VP at my school, which will remain nameless. And I'm so glad that you've taken some time out on your busy, busy days to come and talk to us. And I asked you guys to come because you guys fell in love later in life,
Right.
And had the opportunity to have a second chance at love. Meanwhile, I'm on season 8, episode 30.
Lord have mercy.
You know, and so I just wanted to get you guys' story. Because how long have you been married?
This year will be 3 years.
Yes.
Oh, y'all still honeymooning?
Yeah, we are.
Oh, okay. And do you guys still like each other?
And I don't only like this guy. I mean, I love this guy, but I really, really like him.
Do you really?
I really do.
Okay.
And as, I mean, you know, women, we can say this. Sometimes we love people, but we really don't like them.
Absolutely,
We
absolutely.
just don't like who they are. But I really like this guy. He's fun.
Mm-hmm.
He has helped me
Mm-hmm.
in so many ways, just because he's silly.
Mm-hmm.
He can be very stern,
Uh-huh.
but he is also silly and witty, and so I love that. I love that part of him.
Yeah. She's actually a friend, a true friend,
Mm-hmm.
and she's actually helped me through a lot of things. Also,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we've actually, and I really love her too. I like her. I love her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's learned to be a lot more witty.
Oh, mm-hmm. Because listen, she will go into counselor mode on you in a second. You know it's true.
I'm trying to do better.
Listen,
I'm trying to do
I
better
told a
about that.
coworker, I said, Dr. Allen's in the hallway, you better smile. You better smile right now. Yes, you better.
See, and I don't want that. I don't want people to be uncomfortable. So
It's not uncomfortable. We just know
Well,
if you see a problem on face, hey, what is that? What is that? Are you okay? Do you need to talk? And I'm like, oh. But I love
need to
that.
do better.
I love that you guys like each other.
Yes.
For a lot of times, people don't put a lot of emphasis on liking each
Right.
other.
That's true.
And I think it's very important to like who you're with. So I would like you guys' story because y'all are newlyweds later. Y'all on
Right.
the closer to 60 or 60 page, right? How did
60?
how did this even happen? Because you got some people who haven't even had episode 1 yet. Okay,
Right.
How did this happen this time in life?
You want to start?
I will. From a single female perspective, you gotta really and it's hard, but you really have to let go and let God.
Mm-hmm.
I had just come out of a very difficult season where my fiance suddenly passed.
Wow.
We were scheduled to go on a trip to
Mhm.
finish our books, to do all of that, and he had, after the research, they found out that he had taken some organic, all natural, nutritional products that actually had an adverse reaction to his heart,
Oh wow.
and basically his heart exploded. And
Wow.
so he and I had dated for a minute. And so he was a minister.
Mhm.
And so we were looking forward to,
Right.
you know, being a couple and just serving in ministry and things. And so that took me like I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. I can do ministry by myself.
So
You know,
that's where you were, right?
that's where I was. I was done.
So, Mr. Ty, where were you?
Actually, I was married for 33 years.
Oh wow.
And I, typical Friday, it was actually at the peak of COVID, COVID 2020. And just, hey, have a good day. be careful to get a call at 1:45 saying you need to get to the hospital. So I was married for 33 years to my wife Giselle from the 7th Ward. We were actually college sweethearts.
Oh, wow.
College sweethearts. Got married in '89. Had a son in '91. Well-rounded relationship, good relationship. We were friends. We were friends first before we actually became a couple. And to get that call, say that hey, you need to get to the hospital, and 14 days later she passed. After that I was in a real dark place. I didn't know which way to turn, doing some things that out of the norm, and then trying to actually move forward with my life, and I wasn't able to.
Yeah.
I wasn't able to because one of those things, for being with someone for so long,
Right.
You tend to get to the routine,
Right.
the likes, the dislikes, what to do, how to do it, and stuff like that. So basically, what do I do?
Right.
What do I
So,
do?
and although he and I were working together, I had just come out of working in the nonprofit sector, and so to get back into education, I applied to at a charter school that we will not name.
Yes. Nameless.
But so I knew him, but I just knew him as coach.
Gotcha.
Didn't really, and had met his wife and his son and everything. At that time, she came by the school or something one day.
It was my birthday. It was my birthday.
And so I remember meeting her just kind of in passing.
Yeah.
And just kind of really teasing. You were one of two men there on that campus?
It wasn't me.
It must have been elementary school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so he was everybody's work husband.
Yeah.
Because he could, move desks, screw desks, all the things that you needed men to do on the campus.
Yeah.
And so I remember her laughing about it and saying, I know he's everybody's, work husband. And, we just kind of exchanging pleasantries that way. So there was never, because I am one who, I hold marriage very sacred.
Absolutely.
And so, so I never saw him even in a different light than coach.
Right.
And you was Miss Watson.
And I was Miss Watson then.
Yeah.
And so, and just like you said, sometimes counselor mode, but I saw him going downhill.
Gotcha.
And he came to my office one day and just said, hey, I don't know what to do. I need to talk. And so I think I encouraged him to go. He and his son to go see a counselor.
Yeah.
To just kind of work through those details.
And I can, in working with you these 2 years, I can totally see that was totally your mindset, especially somebody coming in and saying, hey, you know what I'm saying? And things is not right. So, and I love that everything was platonic. Everything was just platonic.
Absolutely.
Right.
When did things change?
Well, should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. We were, of course, at that school, and we were on our way pretty much out the door. So, you called me just to check on me. And we talked for a little while. Then maybe a few days later, I called you, and you said, I need to talk. I really need to vent. So, okay, so we had breakfast. What was the name of the place we went to?
Mama's Diner.
Mama's
Mamas and Daughters.
We met there, talked, ate breakfast, had a good time, so on and so forth. And we stayed there for about 2 hours.
Yeah, just really venting about the school that we were
and just life situations. And we left. So
when you guys left, don't mean to interrupt. Did anybody feel a twinge of
Let me finish.
Okay.
So I called her on my way home.
Wait, back up. So what was I looking for? I needed something. Battery. It was a certain kind of specialty battery.
Right.
And before I left, I said, hey, I need a man's point of view. I don't know where to find this. And you sent me to a place. You said, hey, go to
Batteries Plus.
Batteries Plus in Cedar Hill, and they should have it.
Okay.
So when we left, still very platonic at that time for me, I was headed to Batteries Plus.
That's
when
when
he
you
called.
were.
And that's when he called.
Okay.
I called and said, I said, hey, what you doing? She
Like
said,
we just left
"Nothing."
breakfast.
I said, you wanna hang out? And she said, sure.
Y'all had just hung out for breakfast.
No, we hung out even more.
Okay. All right. All right.
So I said, well, meet me at Top Golf.
Okay.
So do we consider that an official date?
That is a date, sir.
Yeah.
You asked her to meet you
Yes.
somewhere.
I ain't think that was no date. That
You didn't
was
think
just
that was a date?
I did not.
It's
Because
a-
again, my mindset was I'm done.
Were you still grieving at that point, or were you just on a
You know what? I
break?
think I was still kind of grieving because for Gil and I, our lives were so intertwined. We had a business together. We did ministry together. And so we were together probably,
Yeah.
80% of the time. And at that time, I was working as, with a nonprofit. I was VP of that profit. So my time was very flexible. So we traveled together. I mean, we did life really together. And so I think
You did not know that was a date.
I
ma'am.
really didn't.
He
I
literally
did-
asked you out.
Well, here's what he said when he called.
Okay.
Because he was still very much grieving.
Okay, and how much time had passed between leaving the breakfast place and him calling you to ask you to go out?
So the breakfast place was on Industrial.
Right.
You're downtown.
Okay.
And I was one exit away from Batteries Plus. So I was
approximately
in Cedar Hill.
35 minutes.
So maybe 30 minutes.
35
She
minutes.
drive fast.
Okay, so maybe 30, 35 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Literally
it was.
asked- it was a date.
It was within the hour.
Okay.
That he called and said, you know what? I really can't go home. I don't want to go home. And you just want to hang out. And so that's kind of where we were. He, like I said, he was still in a very dark place.
Yeah.
Where he had a hard time being in the house, and the house was very much her.
Yeah,
And so,
yeah.
so he had to, do that. So we worked through some of those details. Still, me not thinking, hey, I'm just helping
Just
a
oblivious.
coworker. I know. But and it was really because, well, I don't know why it was because, but
But you
I
agreed to
had
go.
already told God I was good being single the rest of my life.
You know, it's so wonderful how we tell God our plans, and He's like, "Yeah, that sounds good."
Exactly.
Yeah.
I tell him my plans
Exactly.
all the time. I tell him my plans all the time, and he's like, "Yeah, that sounds good.
Right.
That sounds okay. That sounds okay." How did it go? How was the first date for you?
We had fun. We had fun. We continued our conversations. We realized that we need some practice on the golf course. But, it actually went really great.
I like fun dates.
Kind of took my mind off of
Right.
the things that I was going through because I was really in a dark place. I would go visit my mom, and she would look at me and say, you have this dark cloud over your head. You just have this sense of darkness. And I said, well, how do I get rid of that? She said, it's going to take some time. However, in the midst of that, you're going to have quite a few women,
Want to comfort your heart?
yes,
Harlots.
yes, in that manner. But she said, make sure you're careful. Be careful because the relationship that you were in, for the past 30 years, you're going to be looking for somebody to fit that bill.
Right.
Not necessarily in that form, but just somebody that can actually take care of you. So moving forward, I with mom, I guess basically she gave me the okay, it's okay to start dating. So
Now, how long was it between your wife's passing and you getting the green light?
it was it was a year and a half.
Oh, okay. You
Yeah.
took longer than most.
Yeah, well, I've heard.
Yeah, listen.
I've heard.
I've seen a 3-month engagement.
I've heard.
Really
I've
angered
heard,
a lot of people in church, but yeah.
Absolutely. Even a year and a half angered a lot of
A
people.
lot of people, even my side of the family.
Yeah.
And to this day, some of them don't don't even talk to me, which
That's wild.
I have no problem with, hey, do what you
Do you
do.
think it's like they don't want you to move on, or they want, they feel like you're trying to replace, or they're still grieving? It could be a combination of it all,
And
right?
I think it is. I think it's a combination. Can I say who it is?
No,
No, not name. Okay.
Just
So
in person.
just
Person.
Yeah.
I think they're still grieving in a sense, as well as feeling that they don't want them to be replaced.
Gotcha.
Right.
So I think it is a combination of the two. And so, and that comes sometimes with your spiritual maturity. Because if you understand God's movement, I mean, we don't have a control over that, And so I think some of that we don't want to acknowledge that,
Yeah.
got to move on.
Yeah. And I had to do what was right for me
Absolutely.
at the time because, I was in a bad place. And then trying to mask it all, being in the public, going to school, doing right for the kids, those type of things. And it was one of those, and I share this all the time, because I lived in McKinney. Once I crossed 635 headed north, I was just in a different place. Once I crossed 635 going south, I had to be Tyra's coach, Coach
Right.
Allen, Mr. Allen. I had to be that.
And that's hard when your heart is hurting.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really was. It
Right.
really was, So took a leap of faith. Hey, and dated a few people. Didn't last.
Trash. Trash.
It didn't last,
Harlots.
of course. It didn't last at all.
Yeah.
Because, I was so used to, having a friend.
Absolutely.
Not a companion, a date, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Went out with somebody for a week. I was their boyfriend. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
How did that happen? So, moving forward, we went out. Of course, we went out to our official date, which was, to me, was Topgolf.
Right.
That was an official date to me.
So what separated her? As you said, you dated other people. Some of them made you their man in 72 hours.
Yeah.
But what separated her from the rest?
Well, it was more of...
Because you hadn't dated in over
man.
35
30,
years.
yeah.
Okay, so you probably didn't even know what to do.
He was so out of the game. He was so clueless.
Did you even know where to take somebody? Like,
Look, I would call my brother, my cousin,
Lord.
because, and those two...
Yeah.
And those were the ones that I was around. When I would go to Jasper, it would be with my brother or my cousin. So they've
tried to coach you.
They've been married and kids and in the single game. Now and still is. And one of my cousins said, "Well, you're not built for this." I'm like, "Well, what y'all doing now?" I did that when I was in middle school and high school, trying to date as many women as you can. And I said, that's just not me.
Yeah.
I'm not, I wasn't, after being married in a relationship for so many years, that's not me. So I'm looking for somebody that's gonna help me grow, take care of me, and be my friend. So with that being said, talking to Charlotte just about every night, every other night, going out, hanging out, attending events together. I said, hey, and she was more of a friend to me at that time than anybody. So I'm like, well, hey, look, she's a good woman, Christian values, all that, hey, I better hop on this train before before I miss it. And,
were you already having feelings after like the third meetup or the third eatery? Was it like,
I think I had the thought of possibilities. However, I didn't want it to appear that I was preying on his vulnerability.
That's what made you different. Because let me tell you, these girls right now, I'm going to pray. and they will tell you. Am I lying?
P-R-E-Y.
Am I lying, Mr. Ty? They will say, I got something that'll hold you, okay? That'll heal you. They on something different, and age doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
And I saw it from my perspective. You know, they knew that my fiance had passed, and so that's when the text messages and the calling and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested, and I would shut that down, and that's what I saw.
Yeah.
At that time, I was doing a podcast, and I did a podcast with single men.
Okay.
Who were over 50. Or was it over 50?
Over 50, yeah, because it was actually
you.
It was supposed to be 5 of us, but
somebody didn't show.
Johnson didn't show.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because Johnson was a widower also.
Yeah, so we did a podcast, and my best friend was watching it, and she texted me during the podcast and said, "That's your husband right there."
Is that when your mind kind of flipped?
Again, it was a stronger possibility then. So then I started talking to him with that mindset and not just a friend.
Okay.
So it kind of started. It's like that light switch that slides.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It just kind of. It was
you
gradual
already there,
release.
but you were already there, right?
I was working my way toward that, you know, and because I knew the type of person that she is, and very kind-hearted, doesn't really see any bad, and we talk about this all the time. Doesn't really see anything bad, she sees beyond the bad in person.
Yeah, so annoying that is.
She's like,
don't spiritualize it. They evil, right?
And like I said, she, a lot of things that she had to offer, was pretty much well on point with me and where I wanted to be. So did I officially ask you to be my date or to be my girl?
How did you do this? You've been out the game.
I didn't even know what to say.
Or did it just naturally evolve? Nobody talks about it.
Naturally evolved.
Did y'all ever have the discussion of we together, right?
I don't think so.
No, we just.
It just was. It just happened.
Did you tell her? You never just said, hey.
I think it was just the expectation.
It was like y'all just knew y'all were together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the first time you met Mom.
It was at a...
when we went to the casino night thing. We had a Roaring Twenties event.
Y'all see their body language? Anyway.
Get out of here.
It's cute, and I like that. Okay, so tell me, how long was from date to will you marry me?
It was.
I guess I should have thought about that question before we got here, because I don't really remember. Was it a year? Maybe a year?
It was well over a year.
It was a year before we really talked about it. Yes. We probably started talking about it maybe 8 months.
Okay, started talking about
a year.
Marriage.
Because we were both very adamant about just doing things the right way.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
And we didn't want to be outside of God's will.
Gotcha.
And so
we didn't want to shag.
Yeah, we didn't want to shag.
Well, I'm gonna just be honest, man and woman of God. I got 6 months. Then you better ask me a question, and then we can go and get this done. Right? Okay. So y'all did how long?
It was almost a year.
It was almost a year.
Okay.
And then
and that's between dating and getting married, or dating and proposal. That was just a proposal.
That was dating and getting married.
Okay.
Because
right.
we were going on vacation. We decided to. Is that when we went to Vegas and we just decided we're in Vegas, we're gonna get married?
Y'all got married in Vegas?
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
It was just on a whim.
Yeah, kind of. We had toyed around about it, and so
Like if we're
So
going
being
on
prepared,
vacation,
I took some clothes just in case.
Listen, if we're going on vacation,
I
we're
took-
getting married because
and
I
took
ain't
a
getting
suit.
another room.
I took a suit. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, so we were throwing around with the idea. So just in case we were going to do it, we didn't want to, I mean, we both had the big, huge weddings
Yeah.
and,
Right.
and just didn't want to spend the money on that.
See, that's
We
not
could
what
take-
matters anyway.
Yeah, we could take that and really have a dinner
Yeah.
with the people that we love. And I
like
so
it.
we ended
Yeah.
up doing that.
And it doesn't look like y'all regret it. Like, I'm looking at y'all's body language. I'm not hating. I'm looking at y'all's body language, and it's so sweet. I love to be around couples that
know what?
love and like each other.
It feels like we have been married forever.
Really?
It really does.
Really?
We have yet to have an argument.
Now, come on, y'all. Now, come on.
don't.
He
We
not
don't.
set in his ways. Come on now.
Oh no, he said in his way.
He set in his ways, and then you have a way.
no, he said in his ways.
And then
And
you
I-
have
and
a
I
way.
got my ways.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Go
and the
ahead.
thing is, one of the things she's adjusted to my ways.
Okay.
I'm not really, I don't leave stuff laying on the floor. I have a certain area that I put my stuff. But I clean up after I cook. If she cook, I clean, and vice versa.
You was already broken in.
Girl, if that's not
Hold
what
on.
my
I make the
best friend
bed.
said that.
I make the bed when I get out of it.
I'm telling you.
One thing that my mother, and I love her, may she rest in peace. She said when I went off to college, she said, "I'm gonna show you what to do, so you don't really have to have a woman to show you to do things for you." Matter of fact, she said you could probably show some women. What I'm about to show you, you could show some women some of the things that you learn. And yeah,
Listen.
I cook, I clean.
Because I don't clean up after
Look
I
at
cook.
here.
I got stuff on my floor right now. I was doing. Wow.
I am going to thank his wife and that's one of the things that my best friend said. She said the best husband is one who has been widowed because there's certain things that are expected. They already know.
Okay.
They already know how to do. So many of those things, and that's one of the things that I truly enjoy about him is he's going to make sure that I'm taken care of.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Above anything else.
And
so-
it works both ways.
It
Yeah.
does. My mom laughs at us. She said, "Y'all just try to outdo each other. Y'all do
Oh,
too
I
much."
love that. Oh, I love. Okay, so.
But I think it's just I think we get along so well because it's about respect. So
Right.
yes, he's kind of set in his ways because he is.
And I can
60.
tell he's a man. Like he's a man's
Absolutely.
man. I can tell. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because we don't really respect you when you don't let me act a monkey. Don't just let me just act up. You know what I'm saying? We don't even
Right.
respect. We lose
Right.
respect for
Right.
things like that. But he seems like
And I
Yeah.
knew that was something that I had to have. I had to. I've been.
Gotta have a
you
man.
know, I have. Yeah.
Yes.
I cannot have a
Yes.
pushover.
Yes.
Because I know that I have a strong personality, and so I have to have someone, and I think it's God's order, who will put us in our place.
yeah.
Who and lovingly
Yeah.
lovingly put us in our
Lovingly.
place.
Okay.
Because he's never said a harsh
Right.
word to me. He's
Aw.
never even. I don't think he's ever raised his voice at me. He's never. And I can be extra sometimes. I think. Can I? Okay.
I kind of.
But that's the great balance.
Yeah.
Is because I am very, and you can probably attest to this. I promise I won't retaliate. But I am, I'm very concrete, sequential. I'm very, business to the book. Let's do it this, and this. And so he has helped me even in that way
Right.
to just loosen up some.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And it's not always serious.
a
It's
good
not always-
balance.
Yeah.
A good
Yeah,
balance.
she's-
Perfectly good balance.
I love that.
She's learned, even now, she has jokes, and I'm like, "Where'd you get that one from? Where'd you get that one from?"
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
and
Just have fun.
Yeah,
with
we have
laugh
fun.
at yourself,
We have
each
fun.
other.
I'm learning to
Yeah.
have fun.
I love that.
and we'll watch TV and watch a commercial, and she'll say something, that's really funny, and I'm like, "Okay, you getting, you coming
Yeah.
out that serious mode."
Yeah.
And one thing she's helped me out is because I'm a procrastinator.
That's why I like you.
And she-
That's Listen.
She has helped me. She has helped me through that. Now there's steps to it. You know, there's nothing that I've learned overnight, but I've learned to actually, once it's there, jump on it as fast as you can. Take care of it. Not with me. Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it a little while. I'll do it tomorrow.
That's me all day.
3 months later.
It's like I work better under pressure or something. I don't know what it is, but I get it.
And I thought about that. Maybe that's the way it is, but it don't really have to be that way.
Right. Oh, well, I'm gonna just wait till God brings me somebody that'll show me the way.
Yeah.
Until then.
But you'll have to work on that.
I'll work on it later.
Loosen up.
So tell me this, and the viewers, how are you keeping this love alive? Because the body language is telling. It's we're 16. What do y'all do to just keep that spark, in later love? Because a lot of people, they be like, I'm tired. They saying that at 40 though, what do y'all do?
At 30.
I think probably the biggest thing is communication,
right,
and time. My parents, my dad passed 2 months shy of being married to my mom 50 years. One of the things that was always consistent at our house is we met at the table. We had dinner together. Every single night. My dad worked on the railroad, so when he was home, he was always at the table, at the head of the table, and we always communicated about our day. And I think that's probably the thing that keeps us so connected is we every night, without fail, we're going to eat together and we're going to talk about our day.
Okay.
The good and the bad, and just kind of share what's happening, what's going on. I think that is probably the biggest.
I agree. That, even my dad he worked for the railroad, and we actually, because it was 3 of us, I have a brother and a sister, and of course my mom, he wasn't always there. So one of the things that I said, well, hey, look, if we don't eat breakfast together, us together, as long as we're together, when it's time to eat, we'll sit at the table and eat and just talk about different things. We pray. Actually, we pray every morning. We pray every morning before we go to work. If I leave 4:00 in the morning, when she wakes up, we're gonna pray while I'm on the road. And I think prayer and us being together, at the table actually brings us closer together.
Prayer and quality time. Prayer and quality time. Okay.
And when we're off, we're pretty much together.
And y'all do business together. Y'all just be running around town. I've seen y'all at events, and you came to the father-daughter dance, and I'm like, they just gonna be together.
They stood me up.
She was in the gym.
I was hurt.
She was in the gym in a mini dress. Oh my God, y'all do everything. Oh, and buy everything. Let me shameless plug. They have a company. Can you tell people about your company, your business?
Absolutely.
Actually, there's several. Actually, tell them about your counseling. Can we do that one first?
I will. I'll do that one first. So I have a counseling service and I call it a ministry. It is a ministry. But Breaking Free Consulting. And so we just struggle. And so nobody has or should have to struggle alone. And so I do group therapy. I do individual. I do premarital counseling. I do post.
Do you do grief therapy? I have some friends that, okay.
I do grief. I do drug addiction. I do pretty much anything.
Okay.
Most people assume that my degree is in education. It's actually in biblical psychology.
Oh.
And so God has been able to bless us through that effort to just help people.
Yeah.
To just break free to just be them. To just, there are so many areas that the enemy will bound you up.
Right.
And it came out of God telling me to write a book. During the process, I was with the court system, and they would send individuals to me who were trying to get a divorce, but the court would mandate
Oh,
mediation.
counseling, yeah.
And so that's where it started. And in those sessions, people would, particularly women, well, my mama said do it this way, and I always saw my mom do it this way, and my grandmother told me this and that kind of thing. And so the title of the book is Breaking Free, Living Beyond the Lies Our Mothers Taught Us.
I want to interject here, and I don't mean to interrupt. You did come and do a podcast on that.
I did.
I would love for you to come back and we talk about it, because now we're on YouTube. Hey, y'all. So that they can actually, they can see us interact this time.
Perfect.
It was audio, and all of my viewers have moved to YouTube. Thank you, guys. So I would love for you to come back and talk about
Absolutely.
that, because I read that book. You know, I had it highlighted and written in. Very, very good. So
Yeah.
can you tell
Thank
people
you.
how they can reach out to for your services?
Yes, they can actually just text me directly, and I will send you a link. I am working on getting an actual website.
Okay.
To be connected, but you can actually send me a message. I'll send you a calendar link, and you can get on my
They can have your phone number?
Yeah.
Okay, give it to me. I will put it
Absolutely.
on the screen.
My phone number is 214-475-0042. They can give me a call. They can also email me at cmwatt3@gmail.com. I will be glad to work with you. We have sliding scales. I do have a partner that I will work with, or I will refer people to if they have someone under 18.
Gotcha.
Any
Oh, I like
18 and
that.
over, I will kind of work with them. But absolutely
love that.
love being able to just pour into people and just help people through their various situations of life.
I love it. Okay, Mr. Ty, will you tell us about, why did I just have the epiphany? I'm a little slow. TC.
TC Love.
Duh! TC. Yes, tell us
TC's
about
Piece
the
of
other
Love,
one. Yeah.
Actually, it's a gourmet pecan business. Do I have enough time to share?
You got plenty of time.
How we got this started?
Yeah.
It's a gourmet pecan business. Gourmet pecan business where we have 6 different flavors of pecan. We have an original, which the original actually was the one that got everything started. How this whole thing got started was my cousin invited us to visit him in Salt Lake City, Utah. So instead of us flying, we drove.
Why?
So Charlotte was like, "Look,
I was in love by that point.
You was in love, baby, because you put me on a plane. I'm not driving.
So she was like, I'm going to make some pecans that I normally make, during the holidays, so we can snack on." So made them. They were good. Took them up to Utah. Gave my cousin and his wife some. They enjoyed them. So came back. Brought them home. Shared them with my son and my daughter-in-law. They were, they were blown because my son likes those kind of snacks. So he's like, well, Dad, I think y'all should sell them. Y'all should start a business selling them. So made some. Initially, they were in jars. They were in jars. So we made a case of 24 jars. Brought them to school. Brought them to my school at the time. Of course, it was payday.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Sold out 24 jars.
I'm sorry. Were they mason jars?
Mason jars, yeah. So you have, not only did you get a treat, but you
Because I love a mason jar. I don't even have glasses in my house. All I have is a mason jar.
Yeah, love it.
It's a jar.
Yes.
That's old school.
So I took them to my hometown. Same setup. 24 sold them all. So I told Charlotte, hey, if we can come up with a few more flavors, we can open up a business.
And listen.
So
I'm loved, okay? I don't know how loved I am because I've never gotten a mason jar.
Okay, they're not in mason jars anymore.
They're not in mason jars. So
Listen.
your next order will be in mason jars.
I thought I was getting my spicy pecans.
I
but
couldn't
hold
remember which
on.
flavor you like.
You know I like the spicy
I couldn't
pecan.
remember.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
Is this the Oreo cookie?
That is the
Yes.
Oreo cookie. Did
know-
you get your box yesterday?
I got a box
Okay,
yesterday,
okay.
and one of the pregnant teachers was trying to tell me how bad it was and trying to talk me into giving her is it fudge Oreo or
That
just
is chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate Oreo.
Chocolate covered Oreo.
She tried to convince me it was nasty.
Oh,
To give
didn't
it
work.
back. Oh, this is the fudge.
That's the fudge.
That's the butter pecan fudge.
Oh, and they're in hearts. I love the butter pecan fudge.
Yes.
And this the same?
That's-
Different type? What are these?
Those are clusters. Those are just
Okay.
heart-shaped clusters.
With pecans in them? Because I had some yesterday in the thing.
Yes.
I was trying to get those.
Yes, and then those are the original clusters that we
I love
have.
with the little salt on it.
Yes.
Really, really good.
Yes.
My favorite pecans that you guys have is the spicy ones.
Okay,
I
I
love
couldn't
those.
remember.
The spicy?
The spicy ones. I think
Which is actually his his
that's
recipe.
what you tell me. That's what you tell me.
recipe,
yeah.
That is my favorite one.
So actually, I stepped the spice up just a little bit.
I gotta
Okay,
have
so I'll
some.
bring
You can bring me
those.
some on
I'll bring
Monday.
those Monday.
Also, y'all, they got a peach bourbon pecan pie, Jack Daniel pecan pie. I don't know what Crown pecan pie. I don't know. It's liquored up, and if you ask, she will accidentally put extra liquor in it for you. And then she'll be like, "I put a lot." I'm like, "It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. I need you to accidentally."
That pie was, you could smell the liquor that you had. That was just too much.
You
That was
didn't
too
bump
much.
this. You know what? Can you be in charge?
That was too much
of the
communion.
amount of communion
I
that goes in the pie because
I got you.
she is like
got you.
moderation in Jesus' name, moderation, and I'm like, listen, poet. Poet in there. Y'all, thank y'all so much for coming. And
Okay, one more
I'm
plug.
sorry.
Actually, we have a website.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You can go on to piecesoflove.net and all our different flavors of pecans, our pecan pies. Also, should I plug in
Plug it all.
we actually do, she does a lovely and beautiful and tasty not pumpkin pie.
sweet potato
Sweet
pie.
potato pie.
I know you wasn't saying pumpkin on this show.
No,
Not doing Black History Month.
Please cut that one out.
Not doing Black History
Edit that
Month.
out.
Edit that out.
I know we didn't. Oh my God.
Because I was thinking, don't say that.
And you said it.
'Cause-
The disrespect.
Yes, I disrespect myself. But yeah, go on to piecesoflove.net. We have a website. We also deliver all across the country.
Yes.
And we're on Instagram and Facebook, and you can see all of the various places where we are. Of course, we do pop-ups and things like that.
Yeah, I've seen you at some pop-ups, so they're so good. Y'all, thank y'all so much for sharing your love story and your body language and letting everyone that's single feel it even more. All right? All right, thank y'all so much. Y'all make
welcome.
sure
Thank you.
you visit the website. I will link it in the bio, and I will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.